Imagine being in the heart of a merciless blizzard, the cold seeping into your bones and something horrifying lurking in the whiteout. Welcome to our chilling journey through 3 truly disturbing blizzard stories. Blizzards, by their very nature, are harsh and unpredictable. A sudden gust of wind can turn a gentle snowfall into a blinding tempest in a matter of moments. The air grows frigid. The world around you transforms into a landscape of white, and visibility drops to nearly zero. It's a scenario that's not only disorienting but also perilous. Now imagine that same scenario, but with a twist. There's a creeping sense of dread, a chilling presence that's not quite natural. It's as if the blizzard itself is alive, concealing something far more sinister within its icy grasp. These aren't your typical tales of survival against the elements. No, these are stories of the uncanny, the eerie, the downright terrifying. Stories that unfold in the heart of the storm, where the line between reality and nightmare becomes blurred. Tighten your grip and prepare to embark on a journey into the unknown. Our first tale takes us back to 1846, to the infamous Donner Party expedition. Picture, if you will, a group of 87 pioneers setting off on a journey from Springfield, Illinois, to the promised lands of California. They were led by 2 brothers, Jacob and George Donner. Their goal was simple: to carve out a new life in the fertile plains of the West. However, the journey they embarked upon would become one of the most notorious tales of survival, desperation, and horror in American history. As they navigated through the treacherous terrain of the Sierra Nevada, winter set in quicker and harsher than anticipated. The unforgiving blizzard conditions encased the mountains in a blanket of ice and snow. Passes became impassable, and the party found themselves trapped, their wagons immobilized, their livestock dying, and their provisions dwindling. The Donner Party, far from civilization and with no means to call for help, were left to endure the biting cold, hunger, and despair. What was once a journey of hope and adventure had quickly turned into a desperate struggle for survival. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the food supply ran out. The severity of their situation became starkly apparent. They were faced with a grim decision: die of starvation or resort to unthinkable measures to stay alive. In the face of such extreme conditions and desperation, the pioneers made a chilling choice. They turned to cannibalism, consuming the bodies of their deceased comrades to stay alive. The horrifying reality of their situation had driven them to the edge of human morality, their survival instinct overpowering any semblance of societal norms and ethics. The Donner Party's ordeal lasted for an agonizing 4 months, until a rescue party finally reached them in February of 1847. By then, only 48 members of the original group survived. The story of the Donner Party is a chilling reminder of the indomitable human spirit and the lengths it will go to survive. It also serves as a stark warning of the terrifying power of nature and the horrifying decisions one may be forced to make when faced with extreme circumstances. The Donner Party's desperate struggle for survival remains one of the most disturbing tales of blizzard-induced horror. Their story, echoing through the centuries, is a haunting testament to the unforgiving wrath of winter and the harrowing journey of a group of pioneers whose dream of a better life turned into a nightmare of survival. Fast forward to 1888, when an unassuming snowstorm turned into a monstrous blizzard, now known as the Great White Hurricane. Imagine a day in March, the beginning of spring, when the east coast of the United States was caught completely off guard by a brutal snowstorm. The forecast had predicted a mild snowfall, but what came was far from it. The skies darkened and the winds picked up, transforming the snowflakes into a furious tempest. The Great White Hurricane had arrived, and it was ready to unleash its wrath. For 3 long days and nights, the hurricane held the East Coast in its icy grip. The streets, once bustling with life, were now barren wastelands. Snowdrifts as high as 50 feet clogged the avenues, burying homes and trapping people inside. The city that never sleeps was brought to a standstill, paralyzed under the weight of the relentless storm. But the blizzard didn't just bring snow, it brought death. Over 400 lives were lost in the storm's icy grasp. Many were those who had dared to brave the hurricane, only to be swallowed by the snow, their cries for help carried away by the howling wind. Others were victims of the chilling cold, their bodies found frozen in their homes, a grim reminder of the storm's merciless nature. The great white hurricane disrupted society as it knew it. The telegraph lines, the lifeblood of communication, were severed. The railroads, the arteries of commerce, ground to a halt. The city was cut off from the rest of the world, locked in the storm's icy prison. The silence was deafening, the isolation suffocating. For those trapped in the storm, it was as if time had frozen along with the city. And then there were the eerie incidents, reports of ghostly figures wandering in the blizzard, their voices carried on the wind, tales of strange lights flickering in the snow only to disappear without a trace, stories of people hearing their names called out in the storm, but when they looked they saw nothing but snow and darkness. These incidents added a chilling layer of fear to the already horrifying storm, making the Great White Hurricane not just a natural disaster, but a haunting spectacle of horror. Slowly, as the storm subsided, the city began to dig itself out from the snow. The aftermath was devastating. Homes destroyed, lives lost, a city forever scarred by the storm's fury. But despite the destruction, the city persevered. It rose from the snow, stronger and more resilient, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. The Great White Hurricane's wrath left a chilling imprint of horror and destruction. The storm's icy tendrils reached deep into the heart of the city, its chilling touch forever etched in the memories of those who survived it. But like all storms, the Great White Hurricane passed, leaving behind not just a city buried in snow, but a tale of resilience and survival. A story of a city that stood its ground against the storm's fury and came out stronger on the other side. We now travel to the icy wilderness of Russia's Ural Mountains, the setting of our final tale, the Dyatlov Pass incident. This chilling story begins in the winter of 1959, when a group of 9 experienced hikers embarked on a journey through the treacherous slopes of the Ural Mountains. Little did they know that this adventure would be their last. The hikers, all students at the Ural Polytechnic Institute, were seasoned adventurers, well versed in the challenges of the demanding Russian wilderness. They set out on a course to reach the peak of Otorten Mountain, but they would never arrive. When the group failed to send a telegraph indicating their safe return, a search party was dispatched to find them. Upon reaching the campsite, what the rescuers discovered was a scene of complete disarray. The hikers' tent, half buried in snow, had been sliced open from the inside, and their belongings were scattered about. It was as though the hikers had been in such a rush that they'd abandoned everything in their wake. But why? What could have frightened these experienced adventurers so much that they would flee into the sub-zero wilderness without their gear? The bodies of the hikers were found at varying distances from the campsite, some barefoot and underdressed, as if they had run out into the snow in a state of panic. The mystery deepened when autopsies revealed that several of the hikers had suffered severe internal injuries, comparable to those sustained in a car crash. Yet there were no external signs of trauma. Strangely, one of the women was found missing her tongue and eyes. Theories about what happened to the group range from the plausible to the downright bizarre. Some suggest an avalanche forced them to abandon their tent in a hurry. Others propose that they might have been testing secret military equipment for the Soviet government. More outlandish theories involve Yetis, UFOs, or some other supernatural phenomena. One of the most compelling theories is the infrasound theory. This proposes that a weather phenomenon known as a Kármán vortex street could have produced a low-frequency sound that drove the hikers to madness. However, like all other theories, it lacks substantial evidence and fails to explain all the peculiarities of this case. In the end, the official Soviet investigation concluded that an unknown compelling force had caused the hikers' deaths. This nebulous explanation, of course, only fueled further speculation and intrigue. Despite numerous investigations and countless theories, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains shrouded in mystery. What happened that fateful night on the slopes of the Ural Mountains? What could have driven 9 experienced hikers to flee their campsite in terror, only to meet their end in the freezing wilderness? We can only speculate, and these questions may remain unanswered forever. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains an unsolved mystery, a chilling testament to the terrifying power of blizzards. As our journey through these chilling tales comes to an end, remember that the true terror of blizzards lies not in the cold, but in the unknown. Let's take a moment to reflect on the stories we've shared today. The Donner Party disaster, a tale that echoes the desperation and despair of a group of pioneers trapped in the Sierra Nevada mountains. The Great White Hurricane, a storm of epic proportions that brought a bustling city to its knees. And the Dyatlov Pass mystery, a chilling riddle wrapped in a snowy enigma that continues to baffle us to this day. Each of these stories, as disturbing as they are true, serve as stark reminders of the unpredictable and dangerous nature of blizzards. They remind us that beneath the serene beauty of a snowfall, there can lurk a deadly force, unseen and unexpected. Be it the harsh wilderness, the urban chaos, or the eerie silence of a mountain pass, the cold winter brings with it tales of terror that can freeze the blood in our veins. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of these stories is their unpredictability. No one could have foreseen the tragic turn of events that each of these tales unfolded. It's a chilling reminder that despite all our advancements, we are still at the mercy of nature's wrath. So, dear viewers, which of these stories chilled you to the bone? Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Stay warm, and until next time, tread carefully when the snow begins to fall.